Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Good afternoon. We are broadcasting live from SS Media. As normally, we bring you your interesting program that is under our education system. Today, I'm with two gentlemen. Today, we'll be talking about an interesting topic that should agriculture be a compulsory in our education system, and what are the impact or the social, economical, and political impact of agriculture in our daily life. With me here, I have two gentlemen whom I will allow them to introduce themselves for the listeners or the viewers. Honorable, can you please introduce yourself to the audience?
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. I am Mamoudou Maron, a student of Nusrat Senior Secondary School. I am agriculture specialist and I'm a grade 12 student now. Yeah.
Momodu Marong is a agricultural student who is studying agricultural science in Nusra Senior Secondary School currently. Honorable, can you please introduce yourself to it?
Assalamu alaikum everyone. I greet you all by saying Assalamu alaikum again. My name is Molu Kande, a current student of National Senior Secondary School, and I am doing agri as a field subject.
That's wonderful introduction. We have two gentlemen who are all studying agricultural science as a field. And today we'll be talking about interesting topic that is should agriculture be a compulsory in our education system and what are the social, economical and political impact of agriculture in our daily life. And today I will be engaging two honorables. Honorable, the first question I would like to impose on you is that what do we mean by agriculture at first?
Thank you very much, sir. Agriculture, commonly we define it as the growing of crops and the rearing of animals for man's use. But in this case, I think agriculture is quite more than that. Because when we say we know all crops are plants, but not all plants are crops. So for that being the case, why not we say is the growing of plants or the taking care of plants and the animals for the man's use? Bees and other stuff, they are all under the category of animals. So we can understand them. Yeah.
That's wonderful introduction all about what is agriculture. It's not only about rearing of animals or farming, but it includes many things. Honorable, our other question will be imposed on you. How do you think that we can adopt or we can make agriculture as a compulsory in both field of studies?
Okay, thank you very much, my colleague Usmana Juara for the questions. Agriculture in every state or every nation, we all know that agriculture is the foundation, is the backbone of every nation. So for one to sing development, all this country we are hearing, we are singing about development is because of agriculture. So we cannot be developed without agriculture. And in Africa, what is disturbing us is that we take agriculture in negative way that is associated with poverty, and that's the stigma behind it. That's the reason why in Africa we don't go in for agriculture. So agriculture, we have to go in for it as a youth, and we have to go in for it as a youth. We look the government youths are there. We need government's helps. We cannot build without the help of governments. So my question is, like, I will ask the governments to help those youths who are like they make more extension service. If I say extension service, these are people who teach farmers in farming activities how to operate their farming activities. So I will ask them to teach most of these youths, like to send them in various places, provinces and other places, like to go there and teach the farmers about the importance of agriculture and what is the sense behind agriculture if we do agriculture, and what is the nation or the state, like what state gain from agriculture. So I would like this government to send those peoples, the youths, to go to provinces or any other places, like to teach the farmers, especially the peasant farmers. These are people who lack effort. They lack when we come to capital or matching or any other things. They lack it. So I will ask the government to send those people to go there and teach these people and to help our country, our own country, because we all know that a country cannot develop without agriculture. So for one to develop, we have to go back to agriculture. And what is disturbing us, especially in Gambia, we have been doing agriculture, like with the youths. I will take example for the youths. We don't want to go in for agriculture because we think that agriculture is something associated with poverty. And my view, my understanding here, agriculture is something that is associated with richness, because Just imagine all the tedious jobs that are there. You cannot operate them without money.
Okay.
So for one to go, want to operate his farming activities, you need to go for you need to ask help from government. That's why I say government should give support to the youth for them to go to the various places, to the farmers, especially like peasant farmers who would like help to support them in their farming activities.
That's wonderful response from Honorable Kanunde. He agreed that agriculture should be a compulsory in our education system, and he don't even stop there. But he said also government also should put an effort in order to provide more extension service workers to go to rural area in order to help peasant farmers in order to do their job. And he also stated that the stereotype about the agriculture also should be eradicated. Now, Honorable Marom, as Honorable Konente mentioned it, because Honorable also said that there's a negative impact or negative stereotype against agriculture. How can we eradicate that negative impact against agriculture?
Thank you. Yeah, that what he said is true. We have seen a lot. Brothers, we were born in provinces. We know much about these agricultural things. Our parents were born in that and they've died in that in poverty. They were grown up, they were born there, grown up there, and died in poverty, and they were doing agriculture. When we say agriculture in Gambia here, we only mean we understand it as it's only subsistence, and agriculture is quite more than that. When you go to the provinces, you will find that many of these people doing agriculture are still using the traditional tools. You understand? Not modern tools. Mechanical agriculture is not very common in this country. Yeah. So your question is how can we
Eradicate the negative.
eradicate the negative?
Yeah.
Yeah. For that we need the help of the government. The government have to help us. How? Because we've seen many cases where the farmers will grow their crops and harvest them. At the end of the day, they will not have the price they are willing to sell their products for. That is one of the leading factors that frustrates the farmers, and many are not willing to do it. The second thing also is we have seen in this country here, we don't have poultry milling machines in this country here. Let's talk about poultry a bit. You know, poultry is very very important in agriculture, especially this generation we are in. If you want to buy a bag of rice, a bag of poultry feed now, it is going to cost you 2,000 or more than that. So the government should help the youth in the country to provide at least or to welcome the companies that are willing to invest in the country in that sector so that we will be able to have it in lower prices, and therefore we can the youth in the country can pay attention to these poultry things, because we've seen many nations where poultry is making them or helping them to develop their economy and their social lives every day. Let's come to America. You see, America, there are poultry farms in America. In it, they slaughter 1 million birds. If someone who doesn't know it will never believe it. That's why America says, even there is war in this world for 10 good years, they are still so that they are going to feed their population without importing anything in their country. The reason they are saying that is because they have the confidence that the products their agriculture is producing, the agriculturists are producing in in their country can feed their population. So the only way the government should help us is to provide agriculture, to help the farmers, as he said, to make sure extension workers are at the provinces, to help the farmers to know how to operate certain things, to introduce new varieties of crops. You know, some crops we've witnessed many diseases and pests, but some crops are disease resistant. So they should introduce those kinds. And technology also when it comes to this. That is the mechanical aspect, where they should introduce machines and the others in agriculture, in the productions of goods in the agriculture. Yeah, they should help us with that. Those are some of the things the government should help us with, and what they are doing in the schools as well, to make sure the youth learns about agriculture. We know about agriculture. When we know about agriculture, what it is all about, we will go for agriculture. The main reason many people are afraid to go for agriculture is because they don't have the knowledge for it. If I'm not sure if I can do poultry and they give me the money, I know I'm having the money, but I'm not sure if I can do poultry. Do you think I will go for it? I will not go for it because there is 95% that I'm going for lose because I'm going to do something that I have no experience. But when they've introduced this field in senior school, now we've learned it. You are going to know how to use your skills and your knowledge to operate your own poultry farm and other stuffs like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's wonderful response from Honorable Moron. Honorable Moron said that he take an reference from America. America said that even they went for war within a period of 10 years, still now they can survive because they are dependent on agriculture. He also encouraged government also to provide more avenues in order for the people that are engaging in agriculture in order to have a bumper harvest or even more profit in their daily life. Honorable Kanunte, do you think agriculture as optional? Let's make a comparison here. Agriculture is optional, English is compulsory, and mathematics is compulsory. Do you think agriculture as optional also
Um, yes, to my view, yes, agriculture as a is also it should be a subject in our school as compulsory as math and other subjects are. Because as I said earlier, agriculture is the backbone of every nation. A nation cannot develop without agriculture. So in this the students in the school, if you don't teach them about agriculture, so you don't expect them to go in for farming because they are not teach about agriculture. So the only thing they will doing, you teach them science and arts and other things, and those things are related with the nursing and the lawyer. So they will not go in for agriculture. You don't expect me to go in for something that I have not learned. So here we have what we have to do. I think the government or the Minister of Education should make agriculture as compulsory as other subjects are. When you come to subjects like math, civic is a new subject. Why they make it compulsory? Because for us to know the rules and the regulations of our government, and always for us not to go against the rules and to sensitize people about the governments. Like if I say to sensitize people, like to teach people about government, because not everyone goes to school. But if you are lucky, you go to school, you know something about civic. You can talk to your society, your community about the importance of civic. So in that case, I think we should make and the government should try also and make agriculture as compulsory as a subject matter to the school. Let everybody, each and every student in the school go in for agriculture. You see, like I will take example for China. China, like what our president said, the former president Yahya Jammeh, say grow what you eat and eat what you grow.
Yeah.
That's what China go in for it. The president make compulsory each and every citizen in the country go in for agriculture, cultivation of crops and rearing of other animals. So in that case, the citizens in that in China there, they make a bomber like clearing of a large land where they will go and cultivate. So you see, China, the population in the world, yeah, China is the among the largest population, but they can feed themselves until they supply other continents, other countries. Why is it that? Because they are focusing on agriculture. So my question here, I will ask the government, let them make and the Minister of Education, let them make agriculture as compulsory as math and English is. So because agriculture is the backbone, we cannot think development in our country if we don't make agriculture as compulsory as we want. And what my colleague says, like for the issue of the materials, like when we go to the materials that the farmers need, like my own hometown, Jahali Baja, where I come from. Those people there we are popularly known for the rice cultivation. But the problem we are facing there is that we are lack of the materials, the implements and the machines and the fertilizers and so on. So what I will make the government to realize, let them teach people how to work on these machines. Because if I got even today I was coming in my in the vehicle on my way coming to the school. So by the time coming there was a one man. He's talking to this radio station. He's complaining like they supply them machines, but this machine they don't spend even 2 months. What caused that? Is because of they don't have the skills and there is no techniques for them to use those machines to do their farming operation. So I think we should make agriculture compulsory because it will help us both like ourselves because it will provide us a capitals, and it will help the government also when it comes to the exportation and importation to gain the the foreign exchange. Yeah, so and it also will bring a relationship between our country and other countries. But if we don't teach our students about agriculture, we don't tell them the value of agriculture. So what do we expect the next generation coming after us will do? They will not go in for agriculture because they have not learned anything from agriculture. So you don't expect them to go for agriculture. What they will gain at the end, they will gain loss. Because if you don't know how to apply fertilizer, how to work on your machine and other things. So as you go and employ people who don't know nothing about it, and at the end you will lose your money, and what you want from your product, you will not also gain that. So I think the question here is that the government and the Minister of Education should make agriculture as compulsory as other subjects are, like English, math. Let it in every subject. Let them feel like, as I said earlier, what disturbs us in the Gambia here, like we take agriculture as something associated with poverty. That's like if you go in for agriculture, people think that you are lack of money or you are lack of any other things, and the stigma there, people see you as farmer. So my question here is that when the government or the Minister of Education make agriculture as a subject or compulsory in our school, that will with the students who are doing agriculture, and we go to our society, like we start creating our own farms, like we make poultry, like how what my colleague said, we create our own poultry house. We start working on it. What will the other people, the other students, they will be admire of us. Just imagine you are going to school and you say that you are investing money from your poultry house and you are a student. So other students are there, they are struggling. When they graduate, they will go for work. While you are going to school and the system you are gaining your money. So we should, all these are agriculture. Agriculture here is not talking about cultivation of crops. It's talking about both rearing of animals. When I say rearing of animals, how to check the animals, like to help yourself and to help the government also. If I say to help the government, that's the exportation. The exportation, like how we are going to gain the foreign exchange. So I will ask the government and the Minister of Health to make agriculture as a field of subject compulsory to each and every subject. And we, the students who are doing this, will give support to us in order for other students to feel admired to come in for it. You cannot make me to go for agriculture at the next time you forget about me. That will even make me, it will even discourage me. And the other students will not come in for it because what they will learn that these people are students. They are not getting anything from it. So that's the stigma. That's the stigma students are not going into agriculture because how people are going to look them into society. Like they are, as I say, agriculture in Africa we term as poverty. So that's how people are going to look us for it. Because they will see think that we are doing for agriculture because we don't have any other space to go in. But if governments like give support to us, like they provide like programs, because you cannot learn some certain things are that you cannot learn in class. You have to go in and visit it like this poultry house and the forest. You have to go and visit them. So you make the government should try by all means and make agriculture as different from other subjects. That will make that will make it admire to other students that they will be also even they don't have the opportunity to do agriculture, but they will try by to do anything that is associated with agriculture. Like when they say the club agriculture clubs and the other things, as in our school, we have agriculture clubs there. Most of the students are not there, but we have, alhamdulillah, we have some students, some students there. So for us to mobilize other people to come in for this, we the agriculture, the members of the club should do some things. Yeah, we make difference in school that agriculture is not subject, it's not something that people look like it's different from other subjects. So I will ask the Minister of Education and the government for them to make agriculture as a compulsory subject as other subjects like math, English, and civics. So that's what I will ask from the government.
Yeah, that's wonderful remark from Honorable Kalunde. Honorable Kanunda said that agriculture should be compulsory. And Honorable also is urging the Minister of Education to make agriculture as compulsory as mathematics and English language. He also stated many things that agriculture can do for the government based on exportation and other stuff. He also said that agriculture should be modified in order to admire other students also to join the field of agriculture. And he also stated that agriculture also, or the agriculture student also should not be left behind while they study agriculture. And he also mentioned that also people that are not learn or that are not teach in order to perform agriculture or to do agriculture cannot do agriculture. Now, our other question also will be imposed or posed on Honorable Moron. Honorable Moron, do you think that, or what are the effects or what are the challenges the agriculture student face in their studies?
Thank you, Honorable. There are many problems we face in schools, in society, and in many other places. But let me start with this school. This was introduced last year, but many had come for it. The population of our class was almost 60 people. 60 people were in our class, but by time goes on, the number start reducing until we have 36 people in our class. All those people left the class just because of what their friends are telling them, that you don't have any aim, you are aimless, you don't plan your future. Agriculture is a general knowledge that everyone can embark on. What you are doing doesn't make sense. Go and study this. You can be doing your nursing, you can be a doctor and still invest on agriculture. But I see that as a misunderstanding, because we have seen many people who are willing to do agriculture today, but they seek counseling because they cannot do it by themselves. They need the knowledge to do so. And the second problem, also, one of the problems also we are facing, is the government. I don't even know if the government is absolutely ready, if they are completely ready to introduce this field. Because you see, fisheries, we are doing fisheries as a subject, but we are only doing the theory.
Exactly.
They have to help us with I don't know, aquarium and other stuff like that, where we are going to practicalize our what we learn in class in theory. Because agriculture is not something you will learn in class and you just leave it like that. You cram to pass your exams. Agriculture is not something like that. We have seen progress in animal husbandry, because poultry, we have GAFSIP project provide us with poultry. Though the poultry house was already in the school, but they provide us with 200 chicks. That was the first batch, and it was successful. I think only 10 mortality. So we've learned a lot from that batch. The second batch came, that was 300 chicks. The same thing, only few mortalities, and we gain a lot. Understand? And the third one also is what we've just released right now. Is what we've just said right now, the last batch. So we've seen many changes there, because we all know that now, us the agriculture students, now what we were thinking and what others were thinking about us is not the real thing. So that was just the starting. I used to seek advice from people, but when I call some people, they will tell me, "Boy, what are you even talking about? Do you know the state of agriculture in your country? You don't even know what you want." I will cry sometimes, because I feel like I want to do it, but my people surrounding me are not willing. They don't want to see me doing it. But I had to call a friend, a brother's friend. It was my brother's friend. He's now at Turkey doing his scholarships there. I asked him about it. He told me, "Bro, you are yourself. Decide what to do. Agriculture, invest here. Agriculture, those who are embarked on agriculture are the richest. If you write for something, if you apply for something, example like a donation, and in concluding it, you write there your father is an agriculturist, you never have that donation, because they always see you as someone who is very rich. So they will say like, this one doesn't even know what he wants, because his father is already rich. We all know that. So now, and the third thing also is, I don't know, the curriculum, the books and the others. We cannot teach by just experience. Experience, one can teach by experience, but this is something we are going to examine on. The experience I have and the experience you have may differ, and we are teaching different classes, but we are all going to sit the same paper at the end of the day. We are expecting the same question. So if you want students to specialize on something, you have to make a setup. You have to do your plans on how to operate that. When you are done completely, you come to them and implement it. We are not even having a horticultural garden. And we know we are 100% sure that horticulture, when we are having an examination, we are going to do practical as well. That's 100% sure. So all these three subjects I have mentioned here, that is fisheries, horticulture, and husbandry, and animal husbandry. One can say animal husbandry is the place we can say we are very, very okay at or okay on. But these two, we are doing them only by practical or only by theory, and that's not going to help at all. Yeah. And when I say, and the government also needs to help us in this other way as well. We are the sacrificial lambs. I will call ourselves like that. We are sacrificial lambs. They want to use us as like that to set example for those who are coming. If we are successful, many will come for agriculture. If we fail, many will not come for agriculture because they will feel like these people have already failed because they have chosen. They will not see the factors that cause it, but they will only see agriculture because what we have, the mindset we have about agriculture. We have to prove that wrong. And we cannot only prove it wrong, but the government have to help us. And how do they do that? When the people that are doing agriculture right now, when they graduate, you have to give them opportunities that they showcase their talents, their skills they have learned from schools. Understand? You give them scholarship to further their educations. Let them come and show to the government, that show to the country, the population, that we are not just students, but we are something else that can change the country from better to best. Understand? Let's see, the country, you are history students, you know what I'm talking about. The Gambia and Singapore, we have independent in the same year. I can remember Gambia and Singapore. But let's see the development in Singapore right now. Singapore is very, very well, it's well developed. Go to Cuba. Cuba is a country that does not even have enough places or enough space for agriculture, but they still want to embark on it. They do rooftop agriculture. They will do agriculture on places that are not even on the grounds, and they still harvest it. They still make profits on that. But in Gambia here, Alhamdulillah, fortunately, we are very, very blessed. We see vast lands that exactly they are very fertile. But as he said, go to Jahal Pachar rice field and Sapo. Those two rice fields only can feed this country 50% of this country for the whole year. Have you ever gone there? You have never been there. That's why if you go there, you will see what I'm talking about. But the places we are importing goods, the places we are importing rice from, they will not allow that. So they are trying to interfere on those things. But we cannot talk more about that because that is under the control of the government. But they have to help us. Let them know that those places are our reserves. They have to help Gambia to gain what we need. The development we need can only come from those places. They have to help us with that. Understand? And the third problem, the fourth problem I want to talk about is I'm doing agriculture still, but when people ask me, for me, I'm proud of it. When you ask me, what are you doing? I will not even say I'm a science student. I will say I'm an agriculture student. Some will feel like when I tell people I'm an agriculture student, they will kill me with questions. What is agriculture? What agriculture are you talking about? But I know even they don't know. I know even they don't know. According to research, the next most richest man is going to be an agriculturist. The next is going to be an agriculturist. My friend, if you the reason we are all sitting here, I think we have it before we come here.
Of course, of course.
So we cannot come here if we are not stable. We have to make sure we are adopted or duplet so that we can sit here and enjoy ourselves. So those are some of the problems we are facing. And the fifth one is the government also should grant loans, grant aids, and subsidize products such as insecticides, pesticides, agrochemicals, Lanaka. They should subsidize them and give loans to the farmers to invest on to start their agriculture, to start their poultry. Go to Senegal. Senegal, when they've introduced this poultry issue, you will see that managing directors, they will leave their post and go for poultry. The reason they are doing that, they know what is poultry. And if you go to Senegal, you will find their feed millings. I mean, I think their sedima is there and one other, or two or three. They are there, they are helping them with feed. The feeds we have here, we import them. I think we are only having one here, but that's not even up to standard. Understand? Those people are generating a lot of it. They even wanted to stop the importation, but they could not have done it because the reason was the International Market Board. Those people also had to come and question these people. Why do you want to stop the? Why do you want to ban the importation of poultry products in your country? Because this is international relation. This is international marketing. Though I don't know much about that, but this is how it came about. So these people they could not say anything because they know what they are talking about is something. If it is going to cost them a lot, because this West, they never like us to see. They never like us to see the real things. Understand? When we start testing it, we now know what is the benefit. What are the benefits behind it? But before we start that, that is the problem. They know if we start knowing what are the profits, what are the benefits of agriculture policy, we will never stop it. So they try by all means to stop it. But there was a disease outbreak in Senegal about these chickens and poultry issues. When that happened, they used that as an opportunity to ban the importation at all. They ban it. So now they are only relying, they prioritize agriculture, they prioritize poultry production in their country. Go to Senegal. Any chicken, any chicken you see there, it is their own products. Any chicken you see there, it is their own products. So those people work for it. Why not Gambia? They are our neighbors. We can do it. We can do it as well. The nutrients there that are used for feed milling, that are using feed milling, I don't know if 100% are here, but I can say even if not 100%, but 75% are here. Even not 70, but 50% are here. So that percent, we can use that at least the money we are investing on other sectors, we use that to invest on that. It is going to help us a lot. Yeah, the government have to help us with that because these are some of the problems we are seeing now. The bag of feed of this poultry. Can you imagine? One is 2,000. Some yesterday I was discussing with a friend. He even said now it is up to 2005. And we all know the broilers. When they consume 100% feed, they release 80% as moisture as species, and one can say they are dungs. One can say they are what they excrete. Understand? So they only consume 20%. But these people, when they are at their early stage, that is from a day old to 14 days, they can, if let's say the population of the chicks there is 300 chicks, maybe every day, every 2 days, they will eat a bag of rice, a bag of feed. But when it goes up to certain levels, when they are at the growers level, to the finishers level, they will finish a bag of feed per day. So you mean you are spending $2,000 on them per day? That's something that's frustrating many agriculturists because we have to know how to settle those problems. If not that, that is the only problems Gambian agriculturists or the poultry producers or the poultry farmers in this country are facing right now. So if they can help us with that as well, it's going to help a lot. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That is wonderful, remarkable remarks from Honorable Morong. Today, I and my wonderful viewers are learning something that we never learned because all these honorables are giving us something that is very interesting. Because Honorable Moran said that they are lacking materials and they are doing things that they are not putting into practicalization, that is fishery, animal husbandry, a little bit, horticulture, not that much. And they need what? They need assistance from government for government to provide materials that they can put these things into practicalization. And my other question also will be posed on Honorable Kennedy. Honorable Kennedy, do you think that if government modify and if government also mechanize Jackal, Pachar, and Sapo, Gambia can sustain herself without exporting things?